Hey, what it do, guys? This is Factor 27 coming back to you guys again today. Today we're gonna be reacting to a video about Wrestlelamia. Shout out to him as always. Just the latest news and information about wrestling. Monday Night Raw. I saw he's gonna be talking about CM Punk burying Hulk Hogan. So, really looking forward to this video. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy this with me.
Join us now as we look at this week's edition of The Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including disaster almost struck on Raw, CM Punk wants to kill Hulkamania, a fan got kicked on Raw, Jeff Hardy wants Roman Reigns match before he retires, Corey Graves not set for tonight's NXT, the WrestleMania 42 location revealed, an injured star returning to WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL.
Y'all go check him out, boy. Go check out Wrestlemania.
As always, won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number one, can Jey Uso win the big one? A Raw kicked off with Jey Uso and Gunther engaging in a big promo war. Whilst the feud is kinda thrown together, both names have done a great job in building the feud virtually out of nowhere, and it's likely that the match headlines Saturday night's main event this coming Saturday. Number 2, Zayn and Owens Masterclass. Now without a doubt, the highlight of Raw last night was the promo segment between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. In this segment, Zayn would declare for the 2025 Royal Rumble before pouring his heart out to the audience and letting everyone know that he was coming for the world title. Owens would then interrupt Zayn, and Owens would then explain why he hasn't set his sights on Zayn since Zayn rejoined Roman Reigns' original bloodline. Owens expertly explained that Owens himself has turned on Zayn several times over the years, and Zayn forgave him, therefore he wasn't holding anything against him. The promo segment had an excellent twist, as Owens would basically say that he was going to help Zayn win the Rumble, and Owens urged Zayn to return the favor when it comes to his rematch against Cody Rhodes next weekend. And now there's rampant speculation that WWE are building towards a match between the two at WrestleMania 41, and if things play out as WWE are teasing, then the match could even be for the WWE title. Number 3, Raw's pacing. Now last night's Raw shined with its pacing. The show hit the sweet spot with the 2.5 hours, and the show was able to breathe with matches being given a fair amount of time. The flexible format for Raw is definitely a major advantage when it comes to a storytelling perspective, and it's a real shame that SmackDown isn't afforded this flexibility, as would be a huge benefit to the Blue brand. Number 4, Penta shines. Now, Penta wrestled once again on Raw, and he was once again very impressive. Penta wrestled a talented Pete Dunne, and Penta is slowly but surely connecting with the WWE audience. Now, it's unknown if Penta will be included in the 2025 Rumble, but it would be awesome to see WWE's newest signing in the Rumble matchup. Number 5, Wade Barrett's commentary. Wade Barrett filled in for Pat McAfee on Raw, and Barrett did an outstanding job. He really has chemistry with every commentary partner, and it's easy to see why Barrett has become the go-to guy for color commentary in WWE. Number 6, CM Punk calls out and blasts Hulk Hogan. As CM Punk's promo has social media talking, as Punk hilariously called out Hulk Hogan on Raw. Punk would discuss the names in the men's Royal Rumble before declaring, "You can put Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble and I'll throw his dusty ass over the top rope and I'll kill Hulkamania once and for all." Now this comment received a huge pop from the crowd, and it was no doubt an unscripted comment from Punk, as you could see Jackie Redmond's face. In the promo, Punk even hinted at cashing in his favor from Paul Heyman, but it's still unclear what the favor is, but this playing out in the Rumble match could plant the seeds for the rumored Punk vs Roman Reigns matchup at WrestleMania 41. And is Seth Rollins turning to the dark side? During a promo for the international market on Raw, Karrion Kross teased coming for Seth Rollins. This was then followed up on Raw when Kross could be seen in the background before Rollins' main event match with Drew McIntyre. Could Rollins be set for a heel turn? Well, Rollins could now take issue with Sami Zayn, as Zayn would attempt to save Rollins from a beatdown following his win over McIntyre. However, Zayn's interference backfired, and Zayn accidentally took out Rollins. The road to WrestleMania 41 is surely to take many twists and turns, and it's appreciated that numerous wrestlers have compelling arcs heading into the most exciting time of the year. But that was a good.
Yeah. Like you said, Penta being great, the pacing, Seth Rollins heel turn is coming. I did not see Karrion Kross in the back during it, so that was a good thing to see him like that for real. So You guys didn't know every time Karen Cross deals with somebody, they turn to the dark side. Look at the New Day. Look at Drew McIntyre. Look at everybody like that. So if he's coming after Seth, it's only a matter of time. And the CM Punk thing was just funny, man. So I feel like I know what the favorite is that Paul Heyman owes him, but I'm gonna say that for the Royal Rumble preview and prediction. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But like you said, the good was very good. So we're gonna see what the bad is.
What about the bad? It's number 1, Ripley versus Jax. WWE have decided to run back Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, and they will collide at Saturday night's main event for the women's title. And there is kind of a lack of enthusiasm from fans to see the match, as there was a strong desire for Ripley to face new fresh opponents. It's also frustrating that Jax is more upset with Ripley, but doesn't seem to care that her best friend Tiffany Stratton just turned on her and practically stole her women's title. Number 2, where is John Cena? 2 weeks in a row, John Cena has been absent from Raw. A lot of fans expected Cena to be full-time, particularly during Wrestlemania season, but that clearly isn't happening. It'll be interesting to see if things change if Cena wins the Royal Rumble, or Cena will remain making sporadic appearances throughout the calendar year. Cena is currently advertised for Elimination Chamber and of course WrestleMania 41, but as things stand, that's the only dates that Cena is currently set for. And lack of build. Where's the build to the Women's Rumble? Currently only 2 women have declared for the Women's Rumble, those being Nia Jax and Bayley. Hardly any television time has been devoted to promoting the match, and it's almost as if it's not taking place. The same can't be said for the Men's Rumble, as 1/3 of the field has already been confirmed. Most names involved have cut promos promoting their involvement. That was nothing downright ugly.
Yeah, he's right. Wrestlemania is right. They have not built up the Royal Rumble at all for the women's, and that's crazy because the women's roster is deep and everything. So that's weird. And the Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, I mean, it's a Saturday night main event, so I can kind of understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like Rhea just got the championship, so they just gotta have her just dominate somebody. But after this match she has with Nia Jax needs to go back to SmackDown and get Tiffy time because that story kind of don't make sense. That, like you said, like she's over here on Raw, but Tiffany Stratton cashed in on her, so that's kind of weird. But hopefully, we get some new faces with Rhea, Selena Vega, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Roxanne Perez been popping up and everything like that. So the feel is there. It's just like kind of like the same thing with Jay and Gunther. Like they keep reusing stuff. So I don't know. So let's see what the downright ugly is. I kind of have a feeling what it is. But
The show did a decent job in building both Saturday night's main event as well as the 2025 Rumble, even though WWE really has taken a backseat in promoting the Women's Rumble. What do you guys think of the red brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at disaster almost strikes on Raw premiere. Our top story today takes a look at how the debut of Raw on Netflix almost ended in a serious disaster, as according to The Undertaker on his 6 Feet Under podcast, it was difficult to find the right bike that could safely ride around the tight arena setup that WWE had designed for the Netflix premiere. Due to this, when he was riding along the arena during the rehearsal, he almost hit a cameraman. I'm coming up the ramp, and so I gotta make the first turn. The first time I make the right turn, I go in front of the hard camera, and I'm about to turn in front of the announcer position and the 2 cameramen. They're like right by the ring, and they decide at the last second they want to get out of my way, so they just dart in front of me, right? And I'm like, I have to brake immediately so I don't run over a cameraman. I'm like, geez guys, come on. If that wasn't bad enough, the dead man insisted that they should do another run through, and it almost happened yet again. So this time I've come up to the aisle and I'm about to make my right turn. So there's another camera guy on the apron, and then he's got his, I don't know what they're called, the cable puller. Yeah, he's on the outside of the barricade. Well, all of a sudden, I don't know what he thinks, so I'm making the turn and he jerks the cable up right in front of the bike. Like, yeah, I don't know if he was like gonna go over my head or he didn't want me to run over it, but he damn near clotheslined me. And now I'm pissed right now. I'm cussing at everybody like, geez. Thankfully, on the actual broadcast, everything went smoothly, but this could have truly ended in a major casualty on Raw's Netflix premiere.
boy, if that would have happened and the Undertaker got clothesline, that cameraman would have been fired on the spot probably. And for the first one too, they got an Undertaker way. Like, bruh, you guys have no idea how much power the Undertaker holds. He's like an OG veteran for real. So yeah, but I'm glad everything worked out. Everything looked good on camera and everything. So that's all that matters. So
Next up, The Undertaker makes a WWE creative pitch. Speaking of The Undertaker, he's always a name that speaks his mind when it comes to creative directions in WWE. On the latest edition of his podcast, the Dead Man discussed John Cena's retirement tour, and he believes that this should be the way that the legendary name says goodbye to the industry. It's got his name written all over it as far as creative, but it's a cool way for somebody who has meant so much to the business to go out and give that many opportunities for people to see him live and kinda do that. I think it may be a way of the future for how guys go out. I wouldn't expect him to make a comeback. Now this will be a smart way for WWE to book retirement storylines moving forward, and seeing names such as Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton engage in similar tour would no doubt be well received by the fans. Next up, an injured star.
yeah, that kind of I like that a lot for real. Kind of how when some of the biggest like Tom Brady when he retired, D Wade and all of like big stars and sports and stuff retire and stuff like that. Like they have a little tour and stuff like that. So it's good to see for real. So I feel like that would be a great point. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Sleepy. That would be a good thing for them to start doing for real. So that's a very good idea about Undertaker.
Now returning to WWE. Now at least there's some positive news when it comes to former NXT champion Ilya Dragunov. According to a report from Fightful Select, Dragunov has been spotted training at the WWE Performance Center in preparation for his in-ring return. Dragunov's presence at the facility was not for rehabilitation purposes, and he was participating in training sessions ahead of this comeback. In relation to if Dragunov is going to be in the Royal Rumble next weekend, it's been reported that no creative plans have been disclosed for the Mad Dragon. But also coincidentally, there's another injured wrestler in the Performance Center, as PW Insider has reported that Jade Cargill is expected back at the WWE Performance Center this week. It seems like she's getting ready to gear up for a return. Next up, a TNA champion.
Yeah. For talk about Dragunov first, I'm glad he's back. I have two people I think that can beat Braun Breaker. It would either be Dragunov or Penta, in my honest opinion, but they gotta build both of them up. Penta's already getting momentum like crazy. And if Dragunov comes back, that dude is so underrated and so good, man. I love his style. He's hard hitting like crazy thing for real, for real. So I'm glad he's in the performance center, getting everything back in order. So hopefully, if he don't show up at the Royal Rumble, he can come at least after the Royal Rumble, build himself up, and probably take that championship from Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. So we're gonna see. I feel like Braun is becoming a lot more bigger than the Intercontinental Championship, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think that'd be the perfect guy here, Penta, to take it from him. So
Entering the Rumble, now it's expected that several TNA names will appear in the Royal Rumble as part of the TNA WWE collab. One of the names that fans are expecting to see is TNA champion Joe Hendry, and according to PW Insider Elite, there is a pitch for a top TNA star to enter the match, and it could be Hendry. With news of TNA and WWE partnership, we've heard from WWE creative sources that there's already been a pitch for a top TNA star to be in the men's Royal Rumble match on 1st February. My hunch is new TNA champion Joe Hendry. Hendry has previously pitched a match with John Cena, and if Hendry shows up at the Royal Rumble, it's likely that he has some kind of interaction with the multi-time world champion. Next up, Jeff Hardy.
yeah, I mean, I already figured that he was going to show up, especially since he won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship this past Sunday. So feel like it's going to be him. They say Jordan Grace is already going to sign with WWE because TNA contract is up. So yeah, that's probably a good guarantee. It's gonna be Joe. Could be Nick Mimit also down the road. He could be in there, but Joe is probably like I say a 95% chance that it's him. So
Hardy wants Roman Reigns match. Jeff Hardy has been speaking with the media over the past few weeks, and one of the revelations from a recent interview from Hardy is that he wants to wrestle Roman Reigns before he retires. Speaking with the San Antonio Express News, Hardy stated, "I used to say Roman Reigns, and I still have that in my head before it's all over in my career. Roman Reigns is a big one." Hardy vs Reigns would have been a huge match a number of years ago. However, due to the way that Hardy handled his WWE exit, it seems unlikely that WWE will want to commit to a match of this magnitude. Would you guys still want to see it though? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up,
Yeah. He didn't leave on good terms. Sadly, Jeff Hardy, him and WWE didn't leave on good terms. But if CM Punk can come back and mend things and get going like he's doing, anything is possible. So, that would be a very good match. I would have loved to have seen it a couple years ago, like Wrestlemania said, uh, when um when Roman was still a heel. That would have been a very good match. That would have been a pretty good feud for real. But sadly, we may never get to see that.
A fan inadvertently kicked on Raw. Roxanne Perez made her presence felt once again on the main roster last night, and as the former NXT champion was being escorted out of the arena by a security guard, one of her kicks inadvertently hit a fan. The fan went flying off a chair and looked to have a rough landing, and hopefully the poor fan is okay. Next up,
It should have been me. Bruh, I know bruh probably got tickets and go back in the backstage and everything, man. Merch or something, a belt. Cause Roxanne was kicking, bro. She's tiny, but she got a little bit of force behind her, man. But hopefully he's all right and WWE, did some stuff so he don't try to sue or whatever, because how folks are for real. But that was funny, but it should have been me.
Corey Graves not set for NXT. And the ongoing drama with Corey Graves continues as PW Insider Elite reports that Graves isn't set for NXT tonight. Graves was pulled from WWE programming following his rant on social media last week, and it remains unclear what elements of this are work and what elements are legitimate. And finally, the WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. I really don't know because I just looked at social media like 10 minutes ago and they were saying he's advertised. So I don't know what's going on with Corey Graves. So hopefully they figure it out and they can come to some terms or something like that. But this is what I'm interested about right here. I think they said it's gonna be in New Orleans. So let's see.
42 location revealed. Our final story takes a look at a reported location for WrestleMania 42. According to PW Insider Elite, the frontrunner for WrestleMania 42 is New Orleans. The word making the rounds locally in Louisiana is that New Orleans is currently the frontrunner for WrestleMania 42 next year. We've heard that bouncing around within WWE in the last month as well, but this is the first we've heard of it being spoken about locally. Indianapolis is absolutely on the table for 2027's WrestleMania. WWE have hosted a number of manias in New Orleans, most notably WrestleMania 30, which saw Daniel Bryan win the world title in the main event of the show. But there you have it, folks.
That would be lit because I'm from Alabama, so boy, that would be really lit. I may be able to go to it. I highly doubt it because tickets are literally like a mortgage. So hopefully down the road, if I become a good get this YouTube thing going, hopefully I can go one day. So may not be this WrestleMania, but hopefully in the next 5 years, hopefully. So but that's the end of the video, guys. Shout out to Wrestlemania as always. Just the latest news and rumors and speculations and stuff. So what do you guys think about it? Like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to, and go give my boy Wrestlemania a follow and subscribe to him. So that's all I wanted to say, and y'all have a good day. X Factor out.